players have been getting away with fouling Caitlin Clark live on television.
The ball handler, there's a grab, there's a hold, there's another grab. I mean, all of those are fouls.
She's literally grabbing her arm. It's insane, and none of that was called.
There is a systematic issue.
They won't call a foul.
Refusing call fouls on Caitlin Clark.
The worst referees in sports are WNBA refs.
This is definitely ridiculous, man.
Caitlin Clark is getting hacked, grabbed, slammed, and the refs dead silent. It's happening every game.
Caitlin Clark being fouled relentlessly.
There's a big difference between physical play and hacking.
And fans are done being quiet.
Please send all hurtful, wrestling, painful hits to Kathy and can end it quickly. Yeah, Kathy can end all of this.
If you're 100% for Caitlin, drop it in the comments right now, because what you're about to see is outrageous.
Caitlin Clark is obviously the reason why everybody's watching the WNBA. She's the reason why all these fans are tuning in.
Nobody on this team sets screens.
Caitlin Clark running the show.
Caitlin Clark showed y'all. She the best that ever did it and got away with it.
Let's call it what it is. What Caitlin Clark is dealing with on the court isn't just tough defense. It's open season assault with the referees looking the other way.
Commentators that has broken their silence with the treatment of Caitlin Clark not getting fouls.
In a recent game against the Dallas Wings, Caitlin was grabbed, held, and hit on multiple possessions in a row, and not a single whistle was blown.
How the F is someone supposed to score when this is what is being allowed to happen to Caitlin Clark?
Until one moment became so obvious, the refs had no choice. She was whacked on the arm and thrown to the floor. Only then did they call the foul.
The ball handler, there's a grab, there's a hold, there's another grab. I mean, all of those are fouls. Every single one of them. And here, that's a foul, and finally they call.
But everything before that, completely ignored.
JJ Quinterly was fouling right here, where JJ was holding the arm, okay? Right? She's reaching through the body, reaching both sides, both arms through the body right here. The swat down, it looked like she hit her hand just a tad bit here. She was calling this a foul. This is Rebecca Lobo talking, right? She called this a foul.
She's literally grabbing her arm. It's insane, and none of that was called. Finally, at the end of the one play, they called the foul because it was like indisputable. I mean, she got whacked on the arm and then gets hit to the ground. But they weren't going to call any of the other fouls.
The broadcast team couldn't believe it. Live on air, they started listing the infractions.
The broadcasters put together this like greatest hits compilation of multiple fouls that never freaking got called.
That's a grab. That's a hold. That's another grab. That's a foul. And finally, they call it.
There's a grab, there's a hold.
There's a grab, there's a hold.
There's another grab. I mean,
there's another grab.
All of those are fouls.
When respected commentators are forced to literally count out the fouls on air, that's not a missed call. It's a pattern.
Caitlin Clark's being fouled nearly every single possession.
And this isn't just one game. This is every game. Caitlin Clark, the most ball-dominant guard in the league, has been to the free throw line only 6 times over 4 games.
4 times of being absolutely groped on the court before the WNBA refs decided to call a foul.
That's not just statistically weird. It's referee malpractice. She's being picked up full court, double teamed from the inbound.
Caitlin Clark deals with it so much more. She's getting double teamed and picked up, at the opposing free throw line.
And smothered by defenders who know they can foul her with no consequences.
Enrique clearly fouls her, whacks her, both hands on her body, up against her chest. You can't play defense like that.
Clark was really frustrated at no call.
There were a lot of hands on Caitlin Clark the entire time she was dribbling the basketball. I understand the frustration.
They do not have a whistle at all. If it's on Caitlin Clark, they just let the crap get beat out of her.
And it's not just contact, it's physical wrestling.
That's a foul as she gets body checked. I mean, it's not only until right now when she's finally whacked on the arm.
In one clip, a defender literally held her down on the floor.
Jordan Canada was holding Caitlin Clark down. And the refs was like, bleep it, we didn't see it.
So she couldn't get back into the play. The ref didn't blink. This isn't defense, it's basketball injustice. Imagine Steph Curry or Damian Lillard getting this treatment with 0 whistles. It wouldn't happen, but with Caitlyn, it's allowed. It's normalized. Even casual fans are pointing it out. Is this the WNBA or the NFL?
Is this the WNBA or NFL?
She's getting assaulted every possession. It's clear the league is failing its biggest star, and that failure is visible on every possession, every broadcast, and every missed whistle.
WNBA referees refusing to call fouls on Caitlin Clark.
Now let's get into what's really going on behind the silence from the refs, because it's not just missed calls, it's a targeted pattern.
There is a systematic issue wrong with the WNBA, the current state of their referees, and Caitlin Clark.
And it's starting to feel deliberate. Let's start with the myth that Caitlin Clark gets a special treatment. That lie's been pushed by critics for months, but when you watch the games, when you actually see the footage, that narrative falls apart fast.
This false narrative that the refs actually favor her. Refs in the WNBA buys into it.
What you'll see instead is this. Caitlin Clark is officiated more harshly, not less. In fact, she faces the most aggressive defense in the entire league, with the least protection from officials.
Caitlin Clark is getting attention 365, double teams relentlessly. The physicality is non-stop.
She gets picked up the second she crosses half court, sometimes before that. Opponents send double teams off the inbound. They're grabbing her jersey, wrapping her arms.
You had both hands on her body and were pressed up against her. That's not defense.
And body checking her into the hardwood. All of that without a single whistle. And this isn't speculation. Players and even top broadcasters have now confirmed it. ESPN's Rebecca Lobo and Ryan Rocco, both highly respected voices, literally called out the officiating on air, moment by moment, as Caitlin was fouled. They didn't sugarcoat it. They said it live.
They speak highly of Caitlyn. So when they see the nonsense, man, of course they're going to say something. They want the truth.
Grab, hold, grab again. That's a foul. That's a foul. And finally,
the WNBA referees literally counting the fouls out on TV. That's a foul, that's a foul, that's a foul.
They call it. And the most telling quote of all, Caitlin Clark is officiated differently. There is no freedom of movement for her. Even Paige Buchers, who isn't known for stirring controversy, openly admitted she had to relearn defense by fouling.
Paige Buchers exposed just how bad the referee's problem is.
Because WNBA refs let players get away with everything.
And the broadcast team called it out. Paige, she's had to learn how to play defense while fouling.
Let that sink in. Players are literally training to foul because the refs don't care.
She needs to relearn how to play defense while fouling more, because you can get away with everything with these referees.
Paige said it out loud, that she had to unlearn real defense and start playing dirty just to fit in.
Caitlin Clark and Paige Buchers, they both remarked to us just how the freedom of movement is completely restricted.
And guess who's paying the price for that change? Caitlin Clark, because she's the one carrying the ball, running the offense, and constantly in the spotlight. She's the #1 target for all that physicality. Defenders know they can hack her all game, and the whistle won't come. We've even seen dangerous moments. Reckless closeouts, elbows to the face, players hitting her after the whistle, and still no action from the league. And here's where it gets even uglier. This is not happening to every player. It's not happening to A'ja Wilson. It's not happening to Nafisa Collier. It's not even happening to Angel Reese, who many claim is Caitlin's equal on the court.
There's a narrative going on right now, and I still can't get over it, that people are now saying Angel Reese is better than Caitlin Clark. And I'm like, you morons know Caitlin Clark's been hurt.
These players aren't getting the same treatment, the same double teams, the same full court harassment. In fact, no other player in the league is getting picked up at the opponent's free throw line on every possession.
It is obviously all hands on deck to stop and slow down Caitlin Clark in a way that is not done for any other player.
No one. And that begs the question, why Caitlin Clark? Why is she being singled out? It's because she represents a shift, a threat. She's a rookie dominating headlines, breaking viewership records, selling out arenas, and drawing attention that the league has never seen before. And that spotlight, it's threatening to players who have been in the league longer but never got the same love. Some are frustrated, others are bitter. And the refs, whether consciously or not, are letting that frustration turn into violence on the court. Here's another piece to consider. When Caitlin reacts, when she gets hit and looks to the ref or claps to call out a no call, she's immediately criticized for whining, flopping, or acting entitled. But when other players do it, silence. It's a double standard, a biased system where Caitlin is expected to stay silent, take the punishment, and be grateful for the opportunity.
Caitlin Clark being fouled relentlessly.
There's a big difference between physical play and hacking.
Please send all hurtful, wrestling, painful hits to Kathy and can end it quickly. Yeah, Kathy can end all of this.
All while being targeted more than any player in the league. So again, let's be clear. She's getting fouled more than anyone. She's getting less protection than anyone. And when she speaks up, she's the one getting blamed. This isn't basketball anymore. It's institutional targeting, plain and simple. And if something doesn't change soon, the league risks damaging not just Caitlin's career, but its own credibility with fans, players, and future stars watching from the sidelines.
Force these girls to play actual defense. Caitlin Clark played basketball rather than football.
At this point, the physicality Caitlin Clark is facing isn't just bad officiating. It's a threat to her safety.
It's starting to change the outcome of the game, and it's starting to look very bad.
Her career, and the future of the WNBA itself.
It doesn't seem like they're turning a blind eye to potential injury.
This is bigger than basketball. Let's start with the most disturbing part. We're not just talking about hard fouls or playoff intensity. We're talking about repeated, unchecked, full contact hits.
If this was football, they would still be throwing the flags. Illegal contact, number 22, hands to the face, pass interference.
That could seriously injure a player, and the referees are doing absolutely nothing about it. In one clip, a defender literally holds Caitlin down on the floor.
Jordan Canada was holding Caitlin Clark down. And the refs is like, bleep it, we didn't see it.
Stopping her from getting back into play. In another, she's slapped across the arms and shoulders, knocked off balance while driving, with zero whistle. In fact, during a single possession of a recent game, Caitlin was fouled 4 times in a row.
In the last 4 games, Caitlin Clark has only been to the foul line maybe 6 times.
And only on the last hit, when she was clearly struck across the arm and hit the floor, did the ref call anything. Let's not sugarcoat this. Imagine if a male rookie, let's say Victor Wembanyama, was getting this treatment. Imagine the league allowing opponents to grab his jersey, elbow him mid-drive, and tackle him off screens while turning a blind eye. There would be national outrage. Talk shows would explode. Fines would rain down. Referees would be suspended. But for Caitlin Clark, the league is silent.
The ball handler, there's a grab, there's a hold, there's another grab. I mean, all of those are fouls.
She's literally grabbing her arm. It's insane, and none of that was called.
There is a systematic issue.
They won't call a foul.
Refusing call fouls on Caitlin Clark.
The worst referees in sports are WNBA refs.
And when she does speak up, when she claps her hands or gives a frustrated look, she's immediately hit with criticism. She complains too much. She's emotional. She needs to toughen up. It's a gaslighting cycle. Get hacked all game, get ignored by refs, and then get blamed for reacting. And it's not just fans and commentators noticing, it's the very voices inside the league who are now sounding the alarm. ESPN's own broadcast team, Rebecca Lobo and Ryan Ruocco, risked backlash by repeatedly calling out the officiating live on national TV. Not once, not twice, but multiple times in a single game. They literally counted the fouls out loud, called them one by one. And when Rebecca Lobo, who works with the league, says, "What are we doing?"
Tim and Rebecca were like, "This is a foul. What are we doing?"
That's a foul, that's a foul, that's a foul. You know it's bad. They even quoted Paige Buchers, who said she had to learn how to defend by fouling because referees don't enforce basic rules. That's a jaw-dropping admission. Think about that. A top-level athlete is saying, I had to unlearn real basketball so I could foul more and not get called for it. And if Paige is saying that publicly, imagine what's being said privately in locker rooms across the league. But what's worse is the league's response, or rather the lack of one. Instead of cracking down on dangerous play or protecting their biggest star, WNBA leadership seems more concerned with protecting the status quo. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert recently said that officiating is pretty good in this league. Really?
Refereeing's pretty good in this league. In what league?
Then why are commentators, fans, players, analysts, and entire YouTube channels now dedicated to breaking down missed foul calls on Caitlin Clark? And let's not forget, the league benefits from Caitlin. She's the main attraction. She's why ticket sales are exploding, why viewership is at record highs. She's selling out arenas in every city. Her jersey's flying off the shelves. She's single-handedly changing the game. So why won't they protect her? That brings us to the real question raised by this video's title. Should Caitlin Clark sue the WNBA? Let's be real. That question isn't as crazy as it sounds. Because what Caitlin is enduring isn't just unfair. It's potentially a legal liability for the league. If a player is consistently subjected to excessive, dangerous contact and the governing body does nothing to prevent it,
this is definitely getting out of hand. This is definitely ridiculous, man.
Despite overwhelming video evidence, expert commentary, and clear injuries, there is legal precedent.
Once I start paying these players upwards of $750,000 million contracts, now I'm looking at them as investments. And I'll be damned if my $1 million investment is getting hurt because the incompetence that goes on in the WNBA when it comes to the officiating.
For exploring negligence, hostile work environment, and even breach of contract, player safety is part of CBA protections.
This is one of the reasons why you continue to see incidents involving Caitlin Clark, because the referees won't call a damn foul.
This wouldn't be the first time a sports league has been challenged for failing to protect its athletes. The NFL has paid out billions in concussion lawsuits because it didn't act fast enough to protect players. The NHL, NCAA, and even high school leagues have faced legal heat for endangering athletes' long-term health. Now ask yourself, what happens if Caitlin Clark takes a career-altering hit?
What the hell is going on in this league? What is going on in this league?
Imagine she fell with her weight on the foot of a defender
because the league refused to enforce its own rules. Is the WNBA ready for that kind of blowback? Are the refs? Because let's be clear, right now the league isn't just ignoring a problem, it's ignoring its most valuable player.
The way she is reffed is embarrassing, and these are the pictures that he has displayed on his X account.
They talked about that several times. The referees are going to be upset. The league's going to be upset.
And fans aren't having it. They're turning on the WNBA not because of the basketball, but because of the biased, broken officiating. Thousands of fans have already said it online. I started watching the WNBA for Caitlin Clark. I stopped watching it because of how the WNBA treats her. That's not a good look.
There is a huge problem with guards. The referees have some weird fetish for calling moving screens. There's a big difference between physical play and hacking.
The league is supposed to elevate its stars, not tolerate their abuse. It should be showcasing Caitlin Clark, not watching in silence as she gets tackled, grabbed, and humiliated game after game. So should she sue? If things don't change fast, if the refs continue to ignore the rules, and if the league stays quiet, yes, she might have to, not just for herself, but for every future star, for every rookie who dares to shine, for every girl who watches her and thinks, that could be me someday. Because what's happening to Caitlin Clark right now should never happen to anyone.
They don't even call this way in the NBA. So why is Caitlin Clark officiated this way?
This isn't just a rough stretch or a few missed calls. This is a pattern of silence, bias, and danger. Caitlin Clark is being targeted every game, fouled nonstop, and the refs, they're still swallowing the whistle. The WNBA has a choice: protect its stars or lose the trust of its fans. So what do you think? Should Caitlin Clark sue? Is it time to hold the league accountable for letting this abuse continue? Let us know in the comments. And if you're 100% for Caitlyn, type it loud. 100% for Caitlyn. Make your voice heard, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. Because we're not done fighting for fairness, and this story, it's far from over.